Hi, I'm Chris Jorstead with thebestarizonahome.com, and I'm here with Shane Tibiatowski with Cardinal Financial. And today we're going to talk about conventional loans, and one of the most straightforward types of loans, but I think that it's really good to kind of at least go over them and talk about the different aspects of them.
Like you said, probably one of the more simplest loans out there. Conventional loans, you can do a 3% down, you can do 5% down, and beyond that, depending upon what you're comfortable with. Conventional loans, you know, you could have things that need to be done to the house. You could have it where there's no appliances in it.
Oh, wow.
And you're still going to be able to get that financed. So basically what they're looking at, you have a structure, you have a sound structure, you know, you don't have maybe you know, concrete blocks or whatever that are foundations that are cracking and stuff like that. Termites out here, that's another one. So the appraisals on them are very, very, I think, lenient. So they require certain things, but it's not like doing an FHA or a VA or a USDA loan where the government is backing it and it's very, very, very strict.
Okay.
Or more strict. I shouldn't say very strict, but more strict. So conventional loans are very easy, and everybody always gets excited. Well, can't we just do a conventional? Well, it depends on the borrower. So
what does it depend on?
Depends upon, again, debt to income ratio.
Okay.
Like we talked about in previous videos. Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae might say their guideline is 45% that you can't go past, unless you have, again, contributing factors. What if you have $300,000 in your 401k? What if you have an 800 credit score?
So you can sort of borrow against that, or because your credit score is high enough.
Credit score is high enough, but maybe you only have 680 credit, but you have $300,000 in retirement. So they'll look at it a little bit differently. Everything is based upon getting an application done, where we start at the beginning and knowing that as far as what we have to deal with. But they're just easier loans to do. You know, from you being doing this, that conventional is, because you and I have talked as far as the clients that we've got, and we've got somebody that's, you know, borderline, and we say, can we get them to go, you know, conventional? And just the 3 or 4 percentage points difference that we have when it comes to debt to income ratio makes a difference. And I hate having to, you know, send you that email. It's like, I can't, you know, like you try, but.
So like what Shane's talking about is if you're set up to do, say, an FHA, for example, as he mentioned, the appraisal on an FHA loan or VA loan is a little bit more finely tuned. And because of that, a conventional that's not so finely tuned, you may not have to worry about as many issues as what we may see in the house. What happens is when a seller has a wide audience to be able to market to, they would generally choose a conventional loan over a FHA loan.
Correct.
So a lot of times we'll work together to try and get you approved for a conventional where we can, because we can broaden your horizons for the options of your houses.
It takes a lot of tweaking sometimes, or a little tweaking as far as on my end. But again, that's when you're doing the application, so everybody knows what we're dealing with. Just remember, when you're dealing with the conventional side of things, and it is cleaner and easier for a seller to sell that property, that might be a property that seller only lives in 6 months out of the year. They want to sell it. It's at a beautiful location, you know, prime, but something might not be working. And you bring a borrower in, they want to see this house, and this is something they've keyed in on, but they only qualify for VA or FHA. I shouldn't say only qualify, but would make it a lot easier for them to go that route. Sometimes it just doesn't work out.
And obviously conventional has a few less perks to it in regards to down payment assistance, things like that.
Well, you could still get down payment assistance by going conventional. Absolutely. You still can do that. Again, it's different criteria that you have to meet when it comes to Arizona down payment assistance programs, but they're very friendly. Everything about them is friendly. It's just you have to make sure that you're maintaining within a certain parameter when it comes to debt to income ratio, and then of course what you make. You know, you can apply for a loan, but if they're going to look at it, if somebody's making $200,000, what do you need 3% for? You know, so they're going to look at things a little bit differently.
I understand that. Another thing with conventional, I should mention that You can also work with flipped houses. So if somebody comes and purchases something and they decide to sell it a month later, an FHA, you're actually not able to purchase that.
Nope.
Where conventional you can.
Correct. FHA is strictly you having it as your primary residence.
Right.
Okay. And if you want to do, a property that you want to basically flip, you want to sell it in a few months after you get done with it, investment property, you're able to do that. People want to buy fourplexes. People want to buy duplexes. I should let you know that if you want to buy a fourplex and go FHA, you can still do that, but you have to live in it.
Oh, okay. It has to be primary residence.
Yep.
Okay.
Primary residence.
So to sum it up, if you can do conventional, it's the way to go.
In a nutshell, conventional is the easiest way to go, but it's not always, the convenient way to go for people, depending upon what their criteria is at that moment.
But you'll do your best to make it happen.
We sure try. I mean, it's sometimes you got to play with things as far as figures and different things. And we just had one not too long ago that we've been kind of going back and forth, 400,000. Then all of a sudden you can't get them at 400, but yet he'll go in at 390.
Right.
So I mean, it's just the parameters are different depending upon everything that they've got going on.
So again, about communication.
Yep.
And trying to get it done.
Ask the questions. You always got to ask the questions. There's absolutely nothing wrong with, especially with the lender, opening up, letting us know exactly, we're going to pull credit, we're going to know, but asking those questions, hey, how can I fix this, or what can we do to do this? Right. So ask questions.
Awesome. Thanks, Shane.
Thank you.